What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, and this is still my consideration pose. Sort of leaning into the hand here with the thumb under the chin, like I'm pondering. I'm still in my consideration phase. This is Big Boys. This is a film that flew under the radar. I'm just gonna say it absolutely flew under the radar, especially based on how good it is and how little awards buzz it's getting. It has an Independent Spirit nomination, but it only has one, so I feel like it should have more. It's a feature directorial debut by Corey Sherman, which gives you an opportunity to nominate it for a feature directorial debut somewhere. Um, and it's actually a pretty decent, well cast coming of age story. I was I didn't really know what this was when I went into it and clicked on it, and um, it's an interesting film that I liked about a young 14-year-old boy who is going camping with his cousin, his older cousin, I should say, and she's got an older boyfriend, and he's a little bit sort of upset about that. He's like, oh, well, I just thought it was just gonna be me and my cousin, and they're just gonna have like sex all the time, and it's um I love that his mom was like, not all the time. Like she's not even bothered. um, Especially considering at first, like I didn't understand that she wasn't going along with them, and then I was like, oh, she's not going along with them. So Emily Deschanel is in this movie for like 5 minutes. Goodbye, Emily Deschanel. We shall see you if when they revive Bones, which is inevitable at this point. Someone will revive Bones. um, but yeah, they revive everything. It's inevitability. Just I know you're thinking about it now, and that's all you can think about is you're like, what if they do? Yeah, they just accept it. Um, so her son goes off with the cousin and the cousin's boyfriend, and they go off into the woods, which sounds like a horror movie, but it's not. They just go camping for a little while, and the boyfriend is actually extremely resourceful, very nice, very kind, very chill, cool. Um, it seems like a great guy. Like, what a catch. That's what I kept thinking. I was like, man, this is a great guy. Like the whole movie. Like he never um makes fun of the younger kid or anything. And the other kid's got his quirks, and his cousin doesn't have problem, ripping him to, with like um him being into like really cooking and the barefoot Contessa. And I was like, what 14-year-old is into the barefoot Contessa? That was like maybe the one thing. I was like, can you just say he watches a lot of Top Chef? I was like, that's so specific. And not even really for 14? He's into the really? But later on the kid did bring up Master Chef Junior, and I was like, oh well, okay. That tracks a little bit more. So, yeah, I was kind of waiting for him to make like a pop culture reference that was like of his age range, not like of his mother's age, but like maybe like that's how I don't know. Anyway, so I love that he brought spices with him for the burgers, for the cookouts. I love this kid. Um, and obviously, like throughout the film, there are other people who are sort of at this campsite, including a girl that's about his age, and there's sort of like the awkwardness there, and you get the feeling that he's discovering where he lands on the spectrum of sexuality, and he's finding himself oddly attracted to his cousin's boyfriend. Clearly, he is constantly trying to be in proximity of, friends with, teamed up with. In almost every opportunity he gets, he finds an awkward way of siding with the boyfriend. Like, they do charades, and he's like, "Oh yeah, why don't we could? I mean, like, we're almost like too good. It's like not fair. So why don't I be like on his team?" And then, you know, um, and he finds out like they're out hiking, and the boyfriend wants to keep going a little bit further, but the girlfriend wants to go back, and he goes with the boyfriend, obviously. So, um, yeah, it's really like a coming of age, and also sort of like a this kid's figuring himself out type of thing, and out there. But what's really cool about it is how chill the other guy is about it. Um, and you're like, oh my god, it's a gay movie. It's like, it's not a gay movie, because nothing ever happens in here. Like, this movie, this this is very tame. It didn't have audio description, but I know that this is tame based on the interactions that people have with people. You know, like, it's just the dialogue and everything that's on screen here. There were a couple scenes where there aren't dialogue, where they're obviously like walking through the woods, and it's like a montage. So I would have loved to have had audio description, because there are chunks of this that I couldn't follow because there was nothing there to follow, and I don't know what we're looking at. But I'm pretty certain we're not looking at sex. Like, because the interactions that they have afterwards are never like, man, that sex was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, plus he's 14. So, he's not even like close to an age where anybody would want to see him in that kind of situation. So that's usually a dead giveaway for not happening in this movie. Although he does do a little bit of drinking, but mostly to impress. You know, mostly to just impress. He also pretends to be drunk when he's not, so that he doesn't have to do anything with the girl who he's clearly not attracted to, but feels like he's socially expected to be attracted to. And it all kind of culminates in this sort of great sort of exchange at the end of the film. And I kind of loved it. I kind of love this film. The only problem is I can't put this in, like, I'm not putting this in my top 10. It doesn't have audio description. Like, I am still a blind film critic. I still need accessibility. I still need to support films that have accessibility, that have audio description, that were made for them. And I was not provided audio description with this. So I have no idea if there is any audio description for this film, which puts me sort of in the same place as a couple of other films that I really like this year, including like The People's Joker, where it's like, it's a film that I really like, but, you know, so I don't know what I'm gonna end up doing with this little block of films. Glitter and Doom is another one that I really liked. That was a little small film that came across that has no audio description. And so if you're sighted, please watch Big Boys. But if you're blind, it's my same old, unwatchable due to lack of audio description. But I would give the film a floating grade of an A-. Could go up to an A, could go down to a B+. The casting here is really good. I would say I didn't know who anybody was in this film except Emily Deschanel going into it, and the casting is really strong. So this is very important. Like, when you go out and you find unknown actors, you just have to have the right chemistry. You can't have people who feel like they're trying too hard or aren't doing anything at all. And this film has people who feel very natural in their roles. Like, I bought everybody as who they were, which is pretty amazing for new actors, especially in a feature directorial debut. So I wish more people were talking about this movie, because I really liked it. So, and if more people were talking about the movie, it would have a better distributor. If it had a better distributor, it would have audio description. The whole thing is really just like a perpetual cycle. Like, so anyway, that's it. That's Big Boys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.